In this video, I'm going to share with you the IB25 strategy, the exact systematic system that I use every single day. One setup, one trade a day, done by 11 a.m. New York time. Let's get into it. Okay, so what actually is the IB25? What does it mean? Well, the IB stands for the initial balance. And what is the initial balance? Well, the New York initial balance is basically the range of price from 9:30 a.m. New York time until 10:30 a.m. New York time. So it's basically the range that price moves in the first hour of the New York session. And in this particular example, we had the high form here and we had the low of that first hour form there, and that forms our initial balance. And this candle here was printed at 10:30. So this is after the initial balance has formed, and it then breaks the initial balance low. Now, what does the 25 mean? Well, the 25 stands for the 25% retracement inside the initial balance. So if we're looking for shorts to the downside here, we're looking for a retracement to the 25% retracement level, 25% inside the initial balance. If we're looking for trades to the upside, looking for longs, then we're looking for retracements to the IB25, which would be here because it's 25% inside the initial balance from the high. So that's what the 25 means. It means a 25% retracement level. Now, I said I would go through the entry rules for the IB25. So let's have a look at this particular example here. So we're looking for, well, are we looking for shorts or are we looking for longs? And I'm looking at how the IB has actually formed. So in this particular example here, the IB high is formed first and the IB low is formed second. So statistics, data, probabilities say that we're more likely to break the IB low. So I'm looking for trades to the downside. Okay. Once it breaks the IB, I'm done. I'm out. Well, I'm out of the trade, or if it breaks before my entry, I'll have a no trade day because I'm playing the probabilities of the break. Okay. Now I'm not looking for retracements in. That's not my strategy. I'm looking basically towards the break and trade into that break. Now, how would I actually enter here? Well, I will basically look to front run this trade. And what do I mean by that? Well, if we go back to 10 minutes before, okay, this candle prints at 10:15 and it's closed just before 10:20. So this is 10 minutes before. I'm thinking, right, I want to capture the move low here to the IB low. The probability statistics are in my favor. I'm looking to capture that. But I want a simple, consistent, repeatable entry system. So what I do is I place a short limit order at the IB25, the red line here, because we're looking for shorts to the downside. So I'm looking for price to basically come back and hit my limit order here. And hopefully when it hits my limit order, it's going to go down and it's going to break the IB low. It just takes the decision away of, do I enter now? Do I not enter now? I've set my entry level. I know my entry level. It's simple, it's consistent, it's repeatable, and it allows my results to be consistent as well. And in this particular entry here, the 10:20 a.m. candle starts to print, and we're in. We're in the trade. Don't particularly love how aggressively it's gone against me already, but that's where my VWAP comes in, this New York VWAP just here. We've only had a few closes, 1, 2, 3 closes above the New York VWAP. So sellers are more in control anyway in this session. So as long as we don't get a strong close above the New York VWAP, I'm happy with this trade here. And if we play the trade out just a little bit more, we can see here that it then bounces off the VWAP beautifully. That's what the New York VWAP is there for. It serves as a good invalidation level. If it goes above it, then I'm looking to get out of the trade. But this here bounces really nicely, loving how this trade is going. And then eventually it does go and hit the IB low. So that's basically my entry level. Super simple, super consistent, super repeatable each and every trading session. Now, when it comes to stop loss and take profit, and this is where like you can sort of adjust and manipulate it and sort of, cater it towards you and how you want to do it. But for me, what I prefer is I prefer my stop loss level to be at the IB 75, which is the 75% retracement inside the initial balance. Why? Because Once again, I don't have to make a decision about where the stop loss goes. That level gives me a consistent level to place it at every single day. And to be honest, if it starts going towards this IB75 and we're closing above the New York VWAP, which is anchored to the 9:30 a.m. candle, then I'm going to be thinking, well, this trade is not really going in my favor and we're probably more likely to break the IB high. So I want to get out of that. So the stop loss level, basically, it just makes sense for me there. If it's here, it's too tight. And you can see here, I would have got wicked here. So it's just too tight for me. I don't love it there. I like to give the trade a little bit more breathing room. And then when it comes to the take profit level, for me, it's just very, very simple. I just want to be out at the IB low here because I'm playing that data and probability. Yes, I could hold out for some more movement to the downside here. Yes, I'm going to have days where I miss potential more profits, but I'm playing the probabilities that we're going to break the IB low. As soon as we break it, I'm out. I'm done for the day, walk away, done by, 10:30 a.m. New York time, take the win for the day, move on to tomorrow. So you can see already, it's simple, it's consistent, it's repeatable. Does it work every day? No. Is it repeatable every day? Yes. Okay. And that's the beauty of it. Okay. Now let's go through a trade that I took not so long ago. Okay. And if we go onto this trade just here, right? Now with this trade here, okay, once again, thinking about what we've gone through before, the IB formation, how the IB forms is critical towards the direction that I'm going to take in this trade. And with this particular example here, the IB high forms first, the IB low forms second. So I'm looking for trades to the downside. Okay, so already the IB helps me make my decision about my direction of the trade for the day, my bias, if you want to call it that. So one less decision to make. The IB has made it for me, which is fantastic. Now, looking at this trade here, this is 10:15. So once again, we're about 10 minutes now when the next candle forms before the IB is formed. So I'm front running it again, okay? 10 minutes before the IB actually forms. And once again, I will be looking at this and I'll be thinking, right, I'm going to place a limit order on the IB25, the 25% retracement inside the initial balance, and I'm going to place my stop loss at the IB75, and I'm going to place my take profit at the initial balance low. Okay, that's what I'm going to do here. The decisions are made for me because my system is simple, repeatable. I don't need to think, where am I going to place my stop loss? Where am I going to place my take profit? This system allows you to be consistent because of the lack of decisions that you actually need to make here. It's all made for you. And we get our entry on this candle here. Once again, it's moved quite heavily against us, but I'm not panicking in this trade because I'm thinking, well, I've got the New York VWAP here, okay? If it breaks and closes strongly above the New York VWAP, I will happily get out of the trade, probably before the IB75, to take a smaller loss, to take a loss less than 1R, which I think is always important to do when you use negative risk to reward, which I'm doing here. And I'll be happy to take the loss for the day, okay? With an 80% win rate, which this system has for me this year so far, I'm happy to walk away with a loss if I need to. But let's see how this trade plays out. So we're looking at this at the moment. Okay, we've not closed below the New York VWAP yet. Great, loving that, okay? We then touch the New York VWAP. Nice little bounce so far. I'm not panicking. I'm sitting, very happily, very calmly in this because I know exactly what to do if it's going to close above the New York VWAP. And then we can see moves lower. Nice, very, very nice here. And it keeps moving lower. And we're sort of deciding what we're going to do here now. It could go one way or the other here, okay? The initial balance has actually formed now. It formed on just after this candle here. So the initial balance is fully formed now. There's data, the statistics, the probability says we're going to go and break the initial balance low here. And let's see what happens. So we keep moving lower. That's a very nice candle. And then eventually we do break the initial balance low and we get out for a nice trade here. So as you can see, from this IB25 strategy, it is simple, it is repeatable, it is consistent. It requires very few decisions on your part because the rules make the decisions for you. The only decision I really need to make is when we close above the New York VWAP, how do I actually get out? And that's the only sort of discretion that I sort of have here with this system. But other than that, it's very simple, very, very repeatable. So that's the IB25 system. One same setup, one trade a day, done by 11 a.m. Simple, repeatable, consistent. So if you did like this video and you feel like the IB25 is going to provide some real value towards your trading, please make sure you do like. Let me know in the comments what you think of this simple system. In the video next week, I'm going to pull the curtains behind my April trading results using the IB25. So I'm going to reveal how it's actually played out this month so far. But until the next video next week, see you soon.